Game Pass gets a ton of hype in the Xbox community as being this super great deal, and it really is if the Xbox is the primary console that you play. For someone like myself, I do play a lot of my older consoles, and for that reason, it's just really hard for me to commit to spending this money on a subscription service when every single month I may not even touch the system. But I did recently sign up for a subscription service on Xbox, and it's not Game Pass. It's one that a lot of people even forget exists, and that's EA Play. I signed up for this years back, like when it first came out, maybe 2016 or so, when it was called EA Access. It's since been rebranded as EA Play and is also available on PlayStation. If you have Game Pass, you're probably very familiar with it because it's included as part of your Game Pass subscription. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, that being the Game Pass subscription that includes Xbox Live, and that all in all costs you $15 a month, which you can get a little bit better deal if you sign up for gold a ton up front and then do the dollar upgrade, but that's not a long-term solution, so it's expected to cost you $15 a month for that subscription. By comparison, you can pay $30 for the whole year to sign up for EA Play. In fact, I actually paid $22, bought the code on CD Keys. You can go about it that way and get yourself a little bit of a discount. So for me personally, I paid $22 for an entire year of EA Play. Now, that does not include Game Pass. It doesn't even include Xbox Live, but as somebody who plays strictly single-player games and hadn't played a lot of the titles available on this service, these being EA games, I actually found this to be a tremendous value, and I signed up for the reason that I wanted to play Need for Speed Heat. It's a game that's like 15 or 20 bucks, whether you buy a new copy, used copy, seems like you get it $15 to $20. And for that price, I could essentially sign up for this membership that gave me access to Need for Speed Heat, every other Need for Speed game. The new Mass Effect collection that came out last year got recently added to this. Madden 21, soon to be Madden 22 will be on there, as well as the NHL and the FIFA games with the new year's coming. The games on this service don't release on release day like they do for some titles on Game Pass. So, for example, Madden 21 is the newest Madden title, at least at the time of releasing this video, as far as I know, on the service. But Madden 22 will probably be in the service by March. It seems like that's typically the trend. The previous year's Madden that came out, in August, ends up on the service by March. So, usually less than a year turnaround time on Mass Effect. So games do get in this in a relatively timely fashion. I mean, I'm talking a year from release. Obviously, a bunch of the Battlefield titles are in here, but not the newest one that just came out last holiday season. There's also a ton of racing games in here, particularly on the Xbox platform, because there are some EA Play games that are exclusively part of the membership on Xbox. Those ones you can't get on PlayStation, that's stuff like the Dirt series, Dirt Rally, and the F1 series, which the F1 series, as far as like a management sim sort of goes, seems like it's a really great, franchise sort of deal, as I would call it, from a Madden or NFL 2K player's perspective, because you kind of build up your own racing team and you get to manage a bunch of aspects of it. And that's something that really interests me about the F1 series that I haven't got to try out yet. Additionally, they do have Xbox 360 titles on here that wouldn't, I assume, be available on PlayStation, as well as even some original Xbox titles like Black is in here, the first-person shooter from, 15 plus years ago. That's available in this service. And then, of course, not exclusive, but across the board, even on PlayStation, you have those awesome co-op games that EA's came out with recently, be it A Way Out, which is from a few years ago now, or It Takes Two, which I think just came out only a year or two ago, as well as all the Star Wars games, because obviously they own the license to that. So, you got Star Wars Squadrons, both the Battlefront games, and then that Fallen Order single-player game. So just a wide variety of content, especially for somebody that doesn't play online. I did find many of these titles appealing because oftentimes they have single-player components. Now, obviously, you've got the Battlefield games, which are very online-focused, and you have the Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare titles in here, which are also very online-focused, though I do think Battle for the Neighborhood has some single-player features, at least it did on the Nintendo Switch. Maybe that's lacking in the Xbox and the PlayStation versions, but regardless, those are a few titles that if you don't have Xbox Live Gold like myself, you're not going to get much interest in. But if you like any of these single player titles that you've seen in the video, or if you like racing games in particular, there's a tremendous value available here for somebody that doesn't own Game Pass, or even somebody that doesn't even have Xbox Live Gold, to pay $22 or $30 for the entire year and be able to sign up for this service and get access to all of these games, with new ones being added regularly. If you have a passing interest in, playing the newer NHL game or Madden game, rather than just buying the game, probably sign up for this membership. I mean, the game's value is going to depreciate, obviously. It's going to lose trade-in value or resale value very quickly. That's the way all sports games do. So buying it through something like this, playing it, getting what you want out of it, and then being able to just kind of, release it when the membership ends, give up on it, whatever, that's totally okay with me for the types of games that are in this service. And ultimately, if I do enjoy this year of this, I play through a lot of these games, then maybe I do sign up for the Game Pass subscription, and I have this many less games in the Game Pass subscription to spend my time on, and I can focus on many of those other titles that I feel like otherwise would fall through the cracks if I focused too much on these heavy hitters while I was subscribed to Game Pass. In a way, this is almost like a Game Pass Lite for me. Just kind of see if I can get my toes wet with it and actually enjoy what I get out of a subscription like this. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Bailey, and I will see you in the next video.